Welcome to Certified Fresh, the interview series with artists and producers featured in the mixes of the aesthetic deity, the bus driver himself, the lean sommelier, your plug's favorite DJ, Ryan Celsius. I'm your host, JV. Head over to YouTube and tune in to Blaze Bus Radio, the Ryan Celsius live stream playing 24/7 lo-fi, experimental trap, funk, vaporwave, and other groovy tunes set to psychedelic visuals. On IG, he's at Ryan.Celsius. On SoundCloud, he's just Ryan Celsius. Follow Certified Fresh on IG at rc.certifiedphresh. That's fresh with a PH. Today's guest is producer
Oddwin.
Oddwin's from a place more known for blues than trap snares. He's young, but don't let that fool you. He's more Jedi than Padawan when it comes to making beats. In today's chat, we'll talk about his beginnings in music, what it feels like to be able to eat off making beats, and the future of the DIY SoundCloud scene. Let's jump in. How did you get into producing?
No, I really loved playing video games a lot, and the one thing that always kept me playing was the music itself. And then one day I YouTube and I stumbled across a trap remix, not necessarily trap, it was a boom bap remix of the Game Over theme to Super Mario World, I think it was. And I was like, bruh, I want to learn how to make remixes, and it just blossomed from there. And I just started doing a whole bunch of music, not just remixes anymore.
Do you have one video game that definitively you're just I love this soundtrack, I never get tired of it?
Oh man, I always tell people that one of my favorite music composers is actually Hideki Naganuma, and he's the composer of Jet Set Radio, Sonic Rush, and it was another game. It's a more recent game called Hover. I haven't played it yet, but I do want to play it, mostly for the music. And he's also going to be composing some of the music for, if not some, probably all, for the upcoming game, Lethal League Blaze. And I love me some Lethal League, bruh, so I can't wait for that.
I'll have to check that out. I never heard of Lethal League, but it's crazy. When I was younger, I would play Jet Grind Radio on Dreamcast, and one thing that I really liked about it was the soundtrack. It was just really expertly curated. And then on Xbox, when Jet Set Radio Future came out, it was just as good. And I think it's crazy how music can definitely enhance your overall experience in a video game. Of course, people will always say Final Fantasy VII or Chrono Trigger, they got some of the best soundtracks, and they definitely do. But especially now with video games being so huge and them being able to use actual licensed music or something like that, Grand Theft Auto 5's radio stations and shit like that, that's always been something that's kept me coming back into games. So you come from a musical background, and then that remix to that, you said it was the Mario music that got you into producing?
It was the Game Over thing to Super Mario World.
Oh, okay.
It was a remix by, I believe, it was Ricey K the Raisin Man.
Oh, gotcha.
If it weren't for him, I probably wouldn't be producing, so shout out to him.
Ryan C.K. the Raisin Man?
No, Ricey K, raisin without the N.
Raisin?
So it's Ricey.
Oh, Ricey.
Yeah.
That's a strange name, but I dig it. When did you start taking it seriously?
I've been taking it seriously for a while, because if I wanted to make some money, I would want to do it off of music. Believe it or not, I never actually had a part-time job, so most of the money has been coming in strictly from just music.
Damn, that's pretty impressive. I feel like a lot of people out there would want to be in your position, and I'm assuming with your parents, with the backgrounds that they come from, did they support your decision to go on that journey?
Yes and no. I actually live with my mother and my grandmother at the time, and my mom was supportive of it, but she wanted me to make sure I was passing school. Grandma, on the other hand, I would get upset whenever she would take away my stuff. If she took away the games, I wouldn't care. I mean, yeah, it's the games, but when she took away my laptop, that means I couldn't make beats. That means I couldn't promote myself. That means I couldn't be making money, and that made me pretty upset. they always tell me they're proud of me, you know what I'm saying? Being able to make money off of doing something that I love rather than just time job or whatever.
We're going to get into the money aspect of things in a second, and you briefly touched on it, but how much of your production is original beats versus like remixes or sampling?
30 to 40% is original, and the rest is like remix and samples. A majority of my stuff obviously is remixes. I hate to say it, but you know, a lot of people love remixes, and more people care to hear, especially in the SoundCloud scene, I guess, they care to hear more remixes rather than, you know, your own stuff. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I've always wanted to, you know, make my own stuff. One of my biggest inspirations for, you know, original, you know, music is Melty Cannon. The way he uses, you know, music box bells and like these pretty sounds, I'm like, oh my God, I want to make stuff like this. It's weird because he's putting like these pretty sounds with like trap beats, and I'm like, whoa, why does this work? You know what I'm saying?
It's always interesting, like whatever type of hobby you have, to like find somebody or look up to somebody that just makes what you want to do look effortless, and then you're just like, shit, like how do I get on that level? And then even when you get to a point where people like pumped or excited to see you or meet you or some shit like that, you're still just like, yeah, but you know, I got a long way to go because I'm trying to get like so-and-so or something like that. Talk to me about your setup. You said that you get mad when your grandma would take away your laptop, so I'm assuming you use a digital audio workstation?
Back then, it was just a laptop. Nowadays, I have the MPK Mini from, I forgot the brand name, damn. But, you know, it's the small MIDI keyboard, you know, 8 pads. I forgot how many keys. Just enough. But I use that whenever I want to work on some originals. You know, that usually helps me out. I have, like, basic knowledge of music theory, but I know enough to, like, start my own, you know, melody and chords and stuff. What I'm using right now to talk to you is my Focusrite audio interface. It's only for one mic, though. One direct input, but it gets the job done. I wanted to start, I won't say like make a serious song, because part of the reason why I have this mic is because I actually stream also. Like I play video game stuff, but I also make beats live. I also wanted to make some, I guess, parody auto-tune songs. Because like, I don't know, I enjoy auto-tune a lot, but the thing is, if I tried to make a serious song, nobody would take me seriously. So it's like, sometimes you got to roll with what you got. You know what I'm saying?
So I want to talk a little bit more about your sound, and you talked a little bit about music theory and such. So you seem very well versed in what it is that you do. It's not like you just, you know, slap some shit together and then just put it out on SoundCloud. So what would you describe your sound as? Because, you know, while I was doing research for this, and just by nature of me, you know, like listening to a lot of mixes from Ryan Celsius and SoundCloud and stuff like that, like the common term is funk, you know, PHONK, but then I also hear like, oh no, this is experimental bass, this is vapor trap, is that. So how would you describe your sound, or what genre do you believe that your sound falls into?
Honestly, it's kind of hard to say, because one of my tracks, I believe Hundreds on My Neck, people think that's funk. I don't really think that's funk. It's just, I guess, because, you know, it has YB in the mirrors rubbing off the paint on it. You know what I'm saying? I never really tried to make it a funk beat.
Let's get back to you as like a SoundCloud producer, and, you know, you are one of few producers that make your living selling beats. How did it feel when you sold your first beat?
Oh man, it made me realize that I could probably do something bigger. I could probably make money, like living off of this. Some of the beats that I sell, I kind of wish I didn't sell, because I want to put them up on Spotify and Apple Music. You know, that's what, because people always request that on there, you know what I'm saying? When you start getting revenue and stuff from Spotify and Apple Music, it's like a whole new world. You have to be very careful which music you sell, you know what I'm saying?
Interesting. And that actually leads into the next question that I was going to ask you. Does money complicate things when making music?
Not really. Sometimes, like when someone, offers to buy an exclusive, if it's like a really big beat that, I was going to put up on Spotify, Apple Music, it's probably not going to get sold. And, it probably might be a mistake that I'm not selling it, but it could be the other way around where I did the right choice or made the right choice. And, I'm making more money than what I could have made just by selling it. You know what I'm saying?
What beat that you've made, what's your favorite? And what beat that you've made has been like the most well-received or the most successful? And what do you think is the difference between the two?
Well, I can't really say what my favorite is because I actually had to take that one down because I sold it. They wanted it taken down, so I can't really, talk about that one.
When you say they, do you mean like somebody? It was like a track from an artist that you remixed?
No, it was somebody that bought the beat and they wanted it taken down. That's where things get complicated. I don't know. I don't really have a favorite besides that one specifically. Maybe Catching Villains remix. It was like a song, Teen Titans Go. Like it was like a full-fledged rap song. Like that sounded like it'd be mainstream, and I wanted to do a remix of it. Honestly, it might be my best body of work out.
Which beat do you think has been the most well-received? Or would you just say like any beat that you sell has been well-received?
It's hard to say because like the top three, well not three, say top two beats that are popular, literally a Fortnite remix and a joke beat, and it kind of sucks. Like, people keep asking me, "Oh, we make another Fortnite beat, make another Fortnite beat," and I'm like, I really wasn't even gonna make the Fortnite beat until a big YouTuber asked me to, and then I just went ahead and did it. It blew up because he used the beat, and then the joke beat is actually it was one of the first episodes of SpongeBob where Patrick was. Have you seen SpongeBob?
Yeah. Like I haven't watched it in a long time, but like I remember a good bit of the old shit.
It was like the episode where SpongeBob and Patrick first met Sandy, right? And, they went in without water. Patrick coughing his ass off, bro. And me and my homie Just X, shout out Just X. Just X chopped up him coughing, right? And he put it out as an open collab, and I decided to hop. I told him to send it to me specifically, but he was like, "Nah, man, I'm gonna just put it up as an open collab." And I said, "God damn it!" So I just remixed it. And then another big YouTuber, I don't know if you heard of Caleb City or not. He used that beat and it blew up, and people eat these meme beats up, bro, and it's ridiculous. Meme beats aside, my most well-received beat is the Catching Villain beat, again, because that's probably the most popular beat. Actually, no, I take that back. My Yes Indeed remix. I
was thinking that it was going to be Hunters on My Neck. Well, I mean, that's I want to say the first track by you that I heard off of, Ryan's mix, Trappin' in Japan 12. I first listened to Rubbing Off the Paint, and I'm like, oh, like this shit actually slaps. So it was like a good track. And then when I heard your remix to it, I'm just like, okay, now this shit really slaps. Like your remix is the reason why I know the words to that song.
I do put the Hunters on My Neck beat up there, as probably my top 10, maybe top 5 beats. Because I really do enjoy that beat. I enjoyed making it a lot.
What are your thoughts on the future of this DIY production or SoundCloud scene? Because I think that, on a certain level, calling somebody a SoundCloud rapper is actually kind of an insult. You know what I mean? Or like a SoundCloud musician, SoundCloud anything is kind of like an insult. But there's people like you and others that are actually like making a living off of it. Where do you think that scene is going?
As of right now, unless SoundCloud does something drastically that'll change the game, it might be going downhill. But I don't see it, within the next probably year or two. I don't see it going downwards.
Why would you say that it's going downhill?
You heard about the Spotify news, right? Where artists are now able to upload directly through Spotify.
Oh, no, I haven't heard that. Wow.
I read up on some news recently. DistroKid, you ever heard of that?
It sounds familiar, yeah.
It's a distribution thing. I don't know what to call it exactly, but you could basically, if you're doing it by yourself for $20 a year, you could put up music and you get paid for it. You know, put up music on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal,
I see.
Amazon Music, Google Play Music, all that. Everything you could think of, almost. There might be a deal going on where DistroKid is partnering up with Spotify. You can use DistroKid through Spotify to upload to everywhere else. The whole DIY thing is gonna be on more platforms than just, you know, SoundCloud. Well, now that I think about it, SoundCloud did just unveil their new monetization program, SoundCloud Premiere, which people did have access to. It's just not everyone. They're unveiling it for like a bunch of smaller artists now, but I'm partnered with Repost Network, so they pay me more than SoundCloud does. So
gotta go where the money is.
Yeah. You know, it's definitely a great start for, you know, smaller artists, you know what I'm saying?
Have you ever had a moment where like somebody recognized you or somebody saw you online? Basically, did you have the same moment that you had when you went to the Ryan Celsius Discord and people were just like, oh shit, it's fucking Oddwin, like, yo, I love your shit. Like, do you ever have moments like that?
I do, but they're pretty rare, not gonna lie. My homeboy hits me up every now and then. He tries to FaceTime me. He's like, yo, Oddwin, bro, I was in a listening session with these dudes and they were listening to your beat on Spotify, bro. Yo, I got Oddwin on the phone, guys. How you doing? Crazy.
Oh, that's cool, man. Well, at least you know you got people that got your back that are trying to put you on.
I got much love for him, too. And I hate to say it about Mississippi specifically, but nobody puts any like high regards to Mississippi when it comes to music. If it's not blues or, you know, soul or anything like that, they don't really care about your music. And it's sad to say, too. And another thing about, like, the South, like, the South doesn't really know much about, you know, how the business works or how, I don't want to say technology works, per se, but because, like, a lot of this stuff that I, you know, use, I bought on my own. I bought my own $1,100 laptop. I bought my own audio interface, my own microphone, my own MIDI keyboard, all of that. But whenever people, you know, see that stuff, they're like so amazed. In this area, they are so behind on the times. The only place in the South that you could probably expand trap wise, maybe even R&B wise, pop wise, is probably Florida. Let me take that back, Florida and Georgia.
Oh yeah, you know, absolutely.
There's a bunch of Atlanta rappers.
I definitely feel what you're saying about like your hometown not being known for really much of anything. Like, I'm from Baltimore, and like we're right between Philadelphia and DC, so even if I have like a favorite artist or something like that goes on tour, it's very rare that they'll stop in Baltimore. Like, they'll go from Philly straight down to DC, and then musically, I mean, there's a lot of Baltimore artists out here that are starting to make waves. There's like Band Hunter Izzy, Lord Chalk, YBS Scola, and stuff like that. But obviously DC, just by nature of it being DC, it outshines them, of course. So DC's got like Wale, and then most recently, who I actually like fuck with pretty hard, Gold Link. It's just hard to compete. A lot of people from Baltimore, like, they like the Baltimore artists. Like, a lot of the younger kids, high school, middle school kids, they'll only talk about Baltimore artists, which is great. But then kind of similar to what you were saying, it's like Baltimore doesn't put on for itself. It's like you would have to leave Baltimore and go blow up somewhere else to come back for people to give you respect. You know what I mean?
It's crazy, too, because all people talk about around here is NBA Youngboy. I'll never I can't get away from him. I can handle Gunna. Like, he's like overplayed over here, but I can handle Gunna because I actually like really like his music sometimes. Yeah. I can't do Lil Baby.
Oh, really?
Like, I like some of his music, but I can't, bro. It's gotten to the point where they play it so much that I can't do it.
Oh, man. So would you say that there's like a like in your area, I know there's like Mississippi and of course NBA Youngboys from like Louisiana. Do y'all have like I don't know like how I would explain it. So like around this area, you know, there's the DMV, which is like DC, Maryland, and Virginia, but it's not like Baltimore, Maryland. It's like PG County. And I know that I'm saying a whole bunch of shit that you might not, you're just like, I don't know what he's talking about. But it's like a regional type thing.
Yeah.
Do y'all have like kind of like a region like that where it's like a few states or cities that are all close around to one another that collab and congregate around one another?
I will say this, a lot of people in Mississippi will rep, you know, somebody that came out of Louisiana. Like, they will rep them hard. I know people love Lil Wayne over here. They love him a lot. And I love Lil Wayne, but the problem is they don't play him as much as NBA Youngboy.
Yeah, I mean, and also NBA Youngboy is hot right now, so it's like they're gonna play who's like most hot. I mean, and I know that for a while he was like really popping. Like, do people still fuck with Kevin Gates?
Every now and then, I actually do have people play Kevin Gates every once in a while, and to me, that's a breath of fresh air. So I don't mind it at all.
Last question: what's next for you? What you got cooking up?
Talking about like music wise, moves wise, what's going on?
I mean, just in general, man. Like, shit. How was your day today?
Oh, my day was fantastic, bro. Nah, I'm just messing with you, but I'm not sure. I'm trying to make some moves, you know, get out in the industry some more. I am working on my third drum kit. I have only a few instruments, but I'm working on the rest of them. I have a couple of solo projects coming out where I'm trying to, beat tapes or whatever.
Yeah.
One is going to be like a noir themed tape, and the other is a sequel to something that's already out. It was actually supposed to be out like a month ago, but I decided to scrap the project for now because I didn't feel like it was worthy of a sequel. The beats that were on there were worthy to be on the sequel tape. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got what you're saying. I think that happens to like a lot of creative people. Like, you have an idea of what you want, and then you'll do like 2/3 of it, and then you're just like, actually, this is fucking trash.
Yeah, I hate that. What I will do though is one man's trash is another man's treasure. I'll like give out my project files to people whenever they want it. I'll give them my trash. I hate to say that too because, it makes me sound like, oh, this man's just giving us the worst of the worst. And I'm like, nah, it's just, I can't really do anything with it.
Yeah, and I mean, also, like, keep it 100. Like, some of the stuff that you might not feel is your best work, I'm sure other people will pick up and be like, yo, like, I need to get on Oddwin's level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit. Well, is there anything else that you want to talk about that we haven't already gone over?
Not that I can think of.
It's all good. I definitely want to thank you for taking the time to sit down with me.
Man, thank you, actually, because, this could definitely help me.
Absolutely, man. I like, we were just talking about it in the Ryan Celsius Discord, and he had like a concept that he wanted to do, and I was just like, yeah, I'll do it. And honestly, like, when you got back to me, even when like you first showed up in the Discord, I was just like, oh my fucking God, Oddwin's here, holy shit. Yeah, the fact that you were able to sit down and talk with me, I really appreciate it, man.
No problem, man. I enjoy doing this stuff. I don't get to do it enough, but I would definitely like to do it some more.
Thanks again, Oddwin, for sitting down with us. We'll be back soon with another interview from the beatmakers making your L rides that much smoother. I'm JV. This is Certified Fresh. Thanks for listening.